So once things calmed down with the kids, and that was like early afternoon, Reed and I were standing on my porch talking, and really I was just furiously frustrated with the entire situation and how he wasn't parenting and wasn't participating, and how this was really his problem. Like, he needed to be responsible for Mother's Day. Just because we're divorced doesn't mean that he just isn't a part of the kids' lives. Like, he still needs to be with them. Well, yeah, this is part 67 of sharing my story on here because it's so much easier than writing another book. And it's part 67. This was the one my kids have been waiting for. So Reed and I are standing outside, and he finally asked me the most important question you can ever ask someone. He's like, what do you really want? And I was like, I want money and I want freedom. I want like freedom for myself, but I want money to be able to like afford comfortable, safe housing for all of the kids, because that's what we've been trying to do for 20 fucking years. And I don't know why it's so impossible, but I just want like a safe space for the kids, and I want plenty of money so I don't have to worry about the safe space for me and the kids. And he immediately sends me $3,500. And he had started a business just a couple months prior, right around the divorce. In a fit of fury for me, he was like, what do you want me to do? Referring to money. And I was like, start another business, do construction. He took me seriously and then started actually doing my programs. Like, obviously he had access to me for 20 years, but he had printables of my programs and had started doing my programs and was very quickly scaling to 6 figures. And talk about infuriating. Way to listen to me the moment we get divorced. Like that, So he's got money now, and he's like, okay, I'm just going to pay all your bills and I will pay for everything. What if we end up moving into a big house? What if you can have your own room, you can have your own space, but if we all move into a big house together, then we can co-parent, and he's like, I'll cover all the bills, I'll cover everything, and you can just go adventure, you can go do your thing, and you can come back, and it'll all be cool. And I was like, too good to be true. But yeah, if I have an option to take care of my kids and not have to pay any bills, and he's making the money, and over the course of the next couple weeks, he just starts sending me thousands of dollars. And it's just like thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars are coming to me. And I'm just like, yeah, I don't have to work for this. Like, it gave me a lot, I already worked for this. Like, I've already worked my entire ass off for 20 years. I deserve to be paid because the work has already happened. I've already done it. I'm helping the kids. I'm serving the kids. I'm empowering the kids. I'm challenging the kids. And I'm like taking care of all of our finances, all of our everything, running the whole household. And I deserve money for that. So the kids liked this idea much more because they were like, yeah, we get to live with dad, and yeah, everything will be cool, and yeah, we can be in a big house and be a big happy family. And I'm just like suspicious, but yet I love the idea of not having to pay my bills and not having all this pressure on me. And maybe then he will be a part of their lives more instead of just like lurking and hovering. So we start looking around for places, and we ended up finding this really cute house that I loved. It was like 3,500 square feet in a great neighborhood. And we were like, yes, this. And when we went to go do the application, turns out he's got an eviction on his record. He had not taken care of stuff with the place he was living in, and we were not qualified. And it was just such an infuriating situation. He had to go to court, get it removed from his record. And we ended up, I brought in this mantra that was really profound for the kids and I. And I just started saying every day, like hundreds of times a day, if not this, then better. If not this, then better. If not this, then better. And really working on, I deserve money and I've already worked for it. I don't need to continue working hard for money. It flows to me effortlessly with ease, and I am worthy of all that I desire without having to labor. And so by the time he got his court stuff figured out, we ended up finding another house, and it happened so quick. This house was 5,000 square feet, like freaking enormous. Not only did it have 5 bedrooms, it had 4 living rooms or living areas. You know, we had a basement, a loft, a front living room, a formal dining room, and then a family room also. Like, it was insane. And it was in a really nice gated community. And we just had such good vibes with the landlord. It worked out real quick and we got in. And then to make it even better, so not only is it 1,500 square feet than the last place, it was in the same exact neighborhood, except this one was gated and it was the same price. So from going from 2 mobile homes in the hood to 1 nice big house in like a gated community was the same price. And I was like, okay, we are totally doing this. This is easy. And originally Reed and I together like put both beds in the master suite, which was literally the size of one of our trailers. That lasted about a week before I was like, I cannot sleep in the same room with you. You have to move into the basement. So he moved into the basement and we shared a bathroom for a time because the basement door was by my bedroom door and I had the biggest bathroom you have ever seen. Like, it was not the biggest, but it was a big fucking bathroom. Big enough that I could have dance parties in it. And then all 5 of the kids had their own room upstairs. It was the first time in our entire marriage, in their entire lives, that everyone had had their own room. And our oldest daughter and her boyfriend moved in. So we had all 5 kids in their own rooms upstairs, my daughter and her boyfriend, and Reed was in the basement and I was in the master suite. So 8 people in this 5,000 square foot house. And it was like, this actually fits us. It's the appropriate size for that many people. But almost immediately it feels like Reed is just wanting to play house again. Like, we're still married. Like he's whenever he's around me, he like wears this mask of me. That was one of the biggest complaints that the kids had, was that it's like he's trying to imitate me. It felt like he was wanting to like wear my skin, and there wasn't enough room in the household for my big personality and his big personality. And because he doesn't naturally have the same type of charismatic nature, but I didn't understand that yet. And I didn't understand the nature of like covert passive aggressive narcissism combined with heavily masking. And that was where human design helped me understand so many different things. We're getting to that point, but at this point I am just like so frustrated and grateful all at the same time, because I can go in my room with my big double doors and I can just shut my doors and I can be alone. But instead of coming alive, it felt like so much isolation, because the energy of the household was just so weird and confusing. And I didn't understand how we could like get all that we wanted, and yet it still didn't feel right. Not even a month into us moving in. So we moved in August of 2023. By, I think it was August 25th or 27th, I was rear-ended. My daughter and I were in the car, my oldest, and I was stopped at a freeway on-ramp. And this car came and hit the back end of us so hard, I drove over the car in front of me. And it was like, we were okay, but it was a whole insurance claim. And this really changed the dynamics of the household. There's that coming up next.